Hi, I'm Shannon Keys-Susevich with Ohio Valley Hypnosis, and we're holding a Perceptioneering Workshop April 13th to the 16th here in Hubbard, Ohio, with Scott McFall coming in, world-renowned speaker and presenter, and we're going to be doing a workshop to help people change their life. So the question I have for people is, if you could change your life in just 4 days, would you make the time? Have you ever been stuck? Have you ever felt like you have the same patterns happening over and over again, and you just keep getting the same results even though you want something different to happen? Well, perceptioneering is about helping you get unstuck. It's really a form of hypnosis and neurolinguistic programming with a little bit of magic mixed in, to help people to, in 4 days, identify the patterns that happen in their life and be able to make the changes that will help them to move forward. So I'm sure there's everyone out there that has ever started a diet and had a problem with it. They say, oh, well, I'll start tomorrow. Or, oh, I'll do it different next time. Next time I'll do it right. Well, then next time comes and you do the same thing again and again and again, and tomorrow turns into the next day, and then it turns into Monday, and then you're thinking, will I ever actually get started? Well, it's not just weight loss, but this happens with a lot of stuff. When people are trying to improve their business, their sales, their relationships, next time I won't get upset, or next time I'll close that sale. And really, hypnosis and neurolinguistics are to help you identify what's causing these problems, what's causing these blocks, and then when you see it, giving you the tools to be able to make a shift, make a change. So if you have a problem that you're stuck with and you're sort of spinning your wheels, these 4 days are a great intensive, and it is an intensive workshop. You'll learn a lot of skills, a lot of tools that will help you to be able to make those changes that you haven't been able to make, that you know you want to make, that will help you in the best way. What can you expect from coming to the workshop? Well, you can expect to laugh, you can expect to cry, you can expect to be amazed and maybe even a little shocked a bit, because sometimes when one of your patterns is interrupted, it can be irritating. You can be like, wait a minute, almost like jarred to a stop, because you're so used to being in that same old rut that when someone says, hey, there's another place you can go, you don't have to be in that rut, it might shock you for a second, so you might be a little jarred. But the end result is seeing where you are and where you want to be, and learning how to actually get there. For me, I started mentoring with Scott and working with the Master Hypnotist Society back in, I believe it was 2011. During that time, my business grew exponentially. My relationships became deeper, more meaningful. I was showing up better. I wasn't getting miffed about things. I've lost 43 pounds, kept it off. And then when my mom got sick, I was able to come back home, start my business up in a different location, be able to be there when she needed me, and be able to have the kind of life that I've wanted. All from doing these types of techniques, learning how to release stress, let go of weight, get rid of habits, because who doesn't have some kind of a habit that they're stuck with? And these techniques really work. I've seen them work on me. I've seen them work on thousands of my clients. Scott's worked with tens of thousands of clients over the last 30 years. And to be able to be a part of and to bring Scott here is just such an honor for me, because I started out coming to a workshop and my eyes got really big and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that I could make these kind of changes. And then to be 10 years down the road from when I first started doing hypnosis, about 6 years down from starting with Scott originally, and see how different my life is, how much more calm and relaxed I am, how much healthier I am, how much better my relationships are, being able to be there for the people that I love without going through my own story inside of me about, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing this right, or, oh, I'll never do this or that. You know, just putting all that aside and really just living the life you're supposed to live. That's really what this is all about. And hypnosis and NLP, these aren't scary things. They're just something that naturally occurs for everybody. Every day you go in and out of trance multiple times a day. Anyone who's ever driven a car, arrived someplace and go, wow, how did I get here this fast, has been in a trance. They happen every day, multiple times a day. What we're doing is using a trance state to help you get back to your original factory settings. How you came in the first place. We weren't born with these fears and these behaviors and these limits. They were planted, they were formed, they were created by happenstance, accidents, misunderstandings. But going forward from here, you can make your life happen on purpose, the way you want it. And these are the tools that help you do that. What do you say about Scott McFall? I've worked with him for the last 6 years, and I've experienced everything from frustration to joy, anger to absolute ecstasy. I mean, it's so funny because he has a way of being able to read what you're doing. He could read someone as they walk across the room. You don't even have to say anything. And he can read what's going on in your physical body or maybe even in your emotions just by seeing how you're behaving or how you move. So to have someone that has that kind of ability sitting with you and helping you to focus on changing the things that you're looking past. It's kind of like if you sit here right now and you think about your underwear. Where's your underwear touching you? Well, before I mentioned it, you weren't thinking about it, right? But now you're going, wow, where is my underwear touching me? Or am I wearing any underwear? Or is it bunching up? Or whatever it is. And you're starting to feel your underwear. Well, all of a sudden you're aware of something that you weren't aware of. So when he brings your attention to something, it's not like it wasn't there before. It's that it was there and you were just looking past it. So now you're aware of what's going on and you can see if your underwear's in a bunch and see if you need to adjust something. Or maybe you're sitting there going, it feels pretty good. But you know, he did mention something a second ago that I could change, and I'd like to work on that. But if things aren't where you want them to be, you don't have to have your panties in a bunch. You can actually make a change. And the techniques that he uses that have been so incredibly successful for so many people, financially, relationship-wise. Oh my gosh, the number of relationships that have been fixed and helped because people were able to mature, take their responsibility for their part in the relationship, do what they needed to do, level, instead of blaming, placating, going into their head thinking or distracting with anything in the world, food or cigarettes or anything else. So when it comes to working with Scott, expect to be amazed. He is, after all, a magician, and that is one of his professions. And when you work with him, you can't imagine how much better you can be of yourself. And once you're working with him, you start to see that. And you can see what it is that you can be, what he sees as your potential. And you go, wow, I didn't even see that there. Because I'm so confident that you're going to get the results you need at this workshop and that you're going to know that you're exactly where you need to be, I'm offering $100 off of the workshop registration to the first 15 people who register as a result of watching this video. That means you. So if you click the link below, you can send a text or an email and get registered, and you'll save $100 on the workshop registration. Space is limited, so you definitely want to contact me soon. The workshop's on April 13th. You want to make sure that you get your space reserved.